There's the town of 29 Palms. I'm parked right here just on whatever this is. We're gonna summit that sort of that prow ship looking formation, which is called Joshua Mountain or Joshua Tree Mountain. It is just an off-trail route. I think I'm just going right up this gully. So this should be fun. I think I'm just going like 1,000 feet or more up this gully. It'll get flat up there, and then I'm gonna wrap around that peak and get up it on the back side. But Joshua Tree's interesting. It might be, no, I think that's Death Valley. It's one of the bigger parks in area. But the interesting thing about Joshua Tree is that it is the convergence of the Mojave and the Sonoran deserts. The Sonoran Desert is like Phoenix, where in Arizona with all the cacti. The Mojave Desert is in Southern California and at higher elevation. So the park has a lot of different vegetation. So up in the Mojave Desert is where you get these Joshua Tree plants. But as you drop several thousand feet in elevation down south into the park and enter the Sonoran Desert, that's where you'll get all the cacti and stuff. I mean, you have some cacti here, but it definitely looks very different. And we're sort of, as you go more northwest in the park, that's where you get big Joshua trees everywhere. Here, they're sort of sparse. All right, so we've traversed come across the flat quarter mile or more. There actually is a faint use trail, but I'm just going straight up this rocky gully. If there were no trail, I'm assuming I could find my way up. But a lot of Joshua Tree, when you do this stuff, gets real bouldery, and some of it is somewhat challenging. Some of the scrambles and stuff, it's on very big rocks sometimes, and they're really hard. So if you hit your knee on them or scrape yourself, you can get a little dinged up. Weather's perfect as long as it doesn't storm. But yeah, look at this, cairn. Nice. Maybe this is just a cairn trail and I won't even have to worry about it. So yeah, starting the steep climb up. I think it's about 1,000 feet up. This is actually really nice. There's a cairn like use trail so far the whole way. See this cairn on the rock right here? But there is like a trail too. So I'm not having to think or sort of wander around, find the best way up. It's definitely steep, but it's totally, so now we have one over here. Yes, the trails, that's our summit up there, I'm fairly sure. So still got a long way to go, but we're probably up I don't know, 250 feet maybe. All right, so fast forward another, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes later, and now we're a lot closer and quite a bit higher. Probably still have maybe 300 to the saddle or the flat part up there at 400, and then another, I don't know, 250 up to the summit from there. So I would say we're still not halfway up, but we're probably getting close to halfway up if I had to guess. But yeah, this has been very easy. I thought it was going to take longer with navigation type issues, but nope. I have not had to think or look at the map at all. Just walk on the trail and spot the cairns, although the cairns really aren't needed since there's basically a trail. So onward and upward we go. We're getting close though. Well, the car's still there. That's good. This is our summit. I'm obviously not going up this face, so I'm gonna wrap around. I think you could wrap around to either side. The cairns have sort of disappeared, but I have the map. So the topo lines It's like a ramp going up the back side. So that is what I'm gonna do. I mean, this still sort of looks like a trail, I guess. But we gotta wrap around. Looks like we've hit the high point of our saddle right here. Big rocks. So the question is, are we gonna be able to spot a route up? Or am I just gonna, let's get you a view out here to the west? I still can't go up there. I gotta wrap around more. So let's, I guess you're not seeing too much out here to the west. Of course, there's no one here because this isn't an established trail. But rain's holding off. I mean, it's only been like 20 minutes since I left the car. I just gotta figure out, see, this is a nice flat little basin plateau up here. I mean, that looks easy enough to get up over there. So hopefully we're not cutting this too high. I need to be down there. But we're up on the rocks. I mean, we could probably cut it right here, to be honest. So I'm gonna start cutting up, I think, on the rocks. And hopefully I don't get bushwhacked out or cliffed out. It'd be nice if there were cairns over here, guys, to just follow, but I'm probably going too high. But that's okay. I'm confident I will figure it out. So I'll show you as I'm getting higher up around the corner here. So we've reached this monster rock ramp that is pretty steep. I think Zion Slick Rock steep. Well, the rock's different, it's easier because it's not sandy. Probably slightly steeper than the Slick Rock Bowl on Flatiron. Do you want comparisons? But similar. All right, so we still got to wrap around, it looks like, but I think we're only like 50 feet or so from the summit, maybe 100, but gotta make some mental notes to bear left on the way down here to wrap. Oh, look at the view out. Nice view out for sure. Oh, we got to transition to like a different rock. Look, there's like a big crack. Now we got to get on this one. I am not very flexible, for those of you who know me. So if I have to lift my leg up really high, it's usually challenging. Might as well just take you in here. This looks like it. Well, this is all class 2. I thought this might be class 3 or 4, but no. Almost there. Woo! Joshua Mountain. Summit. Summit marker? No? Sweet. That was cool. That was really cool. That was only about 30 minutes up, like exactly. Car's still there. Weather's still good. Looking north, looking east, looking south, and looking west. And obviously some higher hills up there, but this is a very prominent rock formation for sure. So super cool. Super cool. So I'm gonna take a couple pictures and then should be back down the car in like 20-25 minutes hopefully, and then we'll hit up another hike. Yeah. So note to anyone doing this, I totally went off way too far in the what direction is that? Westerly northwest, like southwest direction, you want to go off. Just remember which way you came up. I honestly wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, so it was over. You get cliffed out. So this is where I stepped up. So I just completely bombed off like 90 degrees the wrong way, not even paying attention. And then I hit some cliffs I couldn't get down. So I was like, I am in the wrong place. So now I'm back. This is where I said this crack between the rocks right here. And then I'll have the big steep slab. Should be here. So yeah, just obviously here you can just keep trial and error until you find it. But with bigger mountains like that, you got to be careful sometimes when you get up high. I have gotten a little disoriented even with a map on some mountains, which is always a fun experience. And even now, I'm not sure if I go down there or I cut across here. So I'm still not not out of the woods yet. So yeah, just good rule of thumb, if you need to make markings for yourself, cairns, you don't want to disturb too much. I mean, ideally you want minimal cairns and disturbance of nature, but if you need to make some to ensure you don't get lost, then go ahead and do it. But yeah, I'm just going down this steep slab now. This might actually be slower on the way down than on the way up. I feel like I move up quicker on some of this terrain than I do downwards. So yeah, this is the ticket. We are fine now. Just got to get down and then wrap around here, and I'll cut. Yeah, this is where I made the mental note to cut left, so I didn't go down to that saddle. So I am cutting left here. Pretty soon we'll be back on dirt and take the use trail 1,000 feet down the drainage or so. So yeah, if you're in Joshua Tree and you don't want to see people, although Joshua Tree is not that crowded anyway, there's not that very many cool hikes. It's more of a climbing, bouldering park, and to see different, succulents and cacti and whatnot. But if you don't want to see people, this is a very easy hike to access, and it's very short, and you get a cool prominent looking summit. So yeah, I'm about down. The drainage is right over there. It's in the sun. The Big Tom's thumb. So it doesn't really matter that much because you can get down any way you want, but the Cairn Trail is mostly on the south side of the wash. And then when you get up like 2/3, 3/4 of the way, it crosses over. But I mean, you could just be down in the drainage, it seems, and that would be easy enough. Might actually be easier, but I'm trying to follow. There you go. This cairn path. It was much easier to pick up on the way up, to be honest, than down. And I think I'm going slower on the way down, actually. So we're talking 30 minutes up, 30 minutes down. Probably only a mile, maybe slightly over. It's not a lot, that's for sure. I mean, I guess we do have that flat 1/4 mile or so in the beginning, maybe 1/3 of a mile. So that is a lot of the distance, but yeah, just big steps down. You just got to be careful going down with rocks moving and dirt moving. You don't sprain an ankle, all that. So yeah, getting down, probably halfway down. Well, there's our peak. Joshua Peak. Uh-oh, we got something on the car. Hopefully I'm not in trouble. So for those of you who want to take the shortcut and park on this road, this is not, I got a note on my car, this is not public parking, private road. So you might have to go into the park and walk an extra mile or something. But anyway, that was Joshua Peak. We're on our way to, I think, Ryan Mountain now. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show you this. Subway has a new foot-long cookie. They also have like a foot-long churro and like a foot-long pretzel bread or something. So let's get into this here. Oh man. If anyone, those of you who know me, you know I love sweets and ice cream and chocolate chip cookies. So this looks delicious. Maybe I'll bribe the ranger at the station here with it. Although I have a National Parks Pass, so I don't need to.